This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Oh, isn't that hair fabulous? Broadcasting live from the new hotspot on Fort Myers Beach, Wahoo Willie's. It's time for another exciting, award-winning episode of Beach Talk Radio. Here are your humble hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't see it, but we have a big crowd here at Wahoo Willie's. Actually, it's a soundtrack. It's a recording of applause. So, no, it's nice to see people that start to come back from Wisconsin and North Carolina and Wisconsin and Wisconsin and Wisconsin and Wisconsin. It's nice to see everybody back. It's so nice to see you. Your hair is fabulous today. Yes.
I decided to move over because your head was getting, so big. I wanted to give room for expansion.
Somebody has to give me a compliment because everybody witnessed how you insulted me all morning before the show. It was dumbass. It was stupid. It was flabby. It was man boobs. I mean, all the insults that you could come out in the first 15 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
And your hair looks great.
Thank you very much. If you didn't see the walk around video this morning, did anybody watch that and do you remember the lady's name that I interviewed? Does anybody, or the name of the condo? Oh my gosh. It was, she was if I don't write it down, I don't remember shit. So, and there I go again. I interviewed her and I said a curse word 4 or 5 times, but she was great. She has a South African accent. Her and her husband are living in a trailer outside the condo building. And I don't even know if that's right to say it's a condo building, but they have 18 or 19 units and they're waiting for the insurance.
They're on the north end.
Yeah, on the north end, a little bit south of the Pink Shell. And they're getting ready to knock the building down. Of course, what do you think they're waiting for? Insurance money. They're waiting for the insurance money. They're going to knock the building down. They're going to go up 18 feet and they're going to rebuild. They're living in a trailer, and what she does is she's got this beautiful garden that she's kind of built landscaping around the trailer on a sterile boulevard, and it looks fabulous. And she was telling me the story about how when Idalia came through, the water came through and it washed out her garden, but she's out there again making it all look nice. And she said, if anybody comes and messes with my garden, I'm going to kick their ass, which, she's 70 years old, which was a great story. She's got such a wonderful, positive attitude. Her and her husband are 70. She's telling me the story that they stayed on the island when the big storm came through, the Ian guy came through. And the two of them were standing with their hands on the glass in the unit, trying to make sure that the wind didn't blow the glass through. And I asked her, were you worried you were going to die? She's like, no, we weren't worried at all. Everything is fine. And she's just one of those people that has such a wonderful attitude about things. So what did you do this morning? Yeah. I got some steps in. I realized after turning 58 last week, and thank you all for the birthday wishes, that I lose my breath a lot more while walking than I used to when I was 48 or 38. Like you walk now and you're out of breath.
But you're not doing any cardio. You're not doing anything really
I ride the bike 30 miles on Sunday.
I know, but you're not
once
really
a week,
pushing hard.
Sometimes once a month. No, I'm pushing hard to make sure I'm ahead of those guys behind me. So the other thing I want to make sure you know about, if you didn't watch the special show that we did last night with Fire Chief, I almost said Ron Martin. Scott Worth, it's going to be up to you now, folks, to notify the representatives and the state delegation as to whether or not you want to delay the fire district from being eaten up by Bonita Springs. And
here we go again.
I use the show to be a little more edgy than I do when we're doing, the guest thing.
There's a proposed merger.
Right. State Representative Adam Botana, who we all love, has come up. I mean, we all come up with dumb ideas or bad ideas. Like we love Adam because he was great to the beach during the storm and provided a lot of things to the beach that we needed at the time because he had access to stuff at the state level. but everybody comes up with dumb ideas, and this is a dumb idea.
You don't know that unless there's a study.
Right.
There does need to be a study.
Right. Could be a good idea at the end of a year, but if you want to delay it for a year, you see all of the email addresses on our Facebook page to send to the state representatives to at least delay it or tell them that you need the data or information. I mean, if you go through a merger or you go through something like that, you at least want to know that the taxpayers are going to save money or that the service isn't going to be, well,
both of those things.
Yeah, you don't want this. You don't want it to go from 4 minutes when you call 911 to 5 minutes or 6 minutes, or maybe that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're okay with 6 minutes when you're having a heart attack at the end of the island, and that's okay. So, I mean, at least have some data when you put something together like that. So, email your representatives, and they are reading the email. Right. Everything I say on this show, dear, is my opinion, not your opinion. Everybody knows you don't have an opinion. Nope. Everybody is totally fine with that. What? Was that bad? I take it back. Wow, you guys suck out there. When she insults me, I never hear that. When she insults me, I never hear everybody go, oh.
What have I told you before? It only works one way. It only works this way.
Our first guest today from Chasing Denver is Chris Kemp, everybody. Come on down, Chris. Or Ed, whatever you want to call yourself. Are you drinking coffee?
Okay, first question. Why the shades
Wait a minute.
The last minute?
The last minute?
Yeah, you just put them on at the last minute.
It's French press.
It's regular coffee. Is there any kind of...
No, it's remember you got me one of those French presses.
I see.
You'll never go back to regular coffee.
There we go.
Is it strong? Because I need strong. Because no, I'm not drinking your coffee. I've had 2 beers already. Remove my buzz.
I don't know. I just thought the shades would be a good touch.
Hey, if you want to wear them, we have a friend of ours when we owned a gym. Before he became a friend of ours, he would come into the gym all the time and wear sunglasses. And I was like, you're just
I don't remember that.
Oh,
yeah.
John Gamba.
Oh, John Gamba. Yeah. He was a ultra Iron Man guy, too.
Yeah, but anyways, we just would always be like, you can't see your eyes. And that's into your soul. So we need to see right into your soul.
For anybody that doesn't know, Chasing Denver is a band, and it's a duo. It's Chris and your wife.
Yes, sir.
Now, where's your wife?
She had obligations for a bachelorette party.
I see.
Oh, boy.
Up in St. Pete today.
I see. Who's getting married?
One of her best friends from when she was about 19.
Okay. And she's obviously in the wedding.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she's the one getting married, and then Victoria's in the wedding. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys are playing tomorrow night here at Bayside Park.
Yes, we are.
It's the first concert series event for the town and Wahoo Willie's in Snug Harbor, and it's free. And it's 5 to 8?
5 to 7.
5 to 7, okay.
Yeah, 2 hours in and out.
Nice. And you guys are wicked popular.
We first met you at La Ola's in Bell Tower.
Bell Tower, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
you guys were good. And you did a whole acoustic song for us back then.
Oh, that's right.
We don't do that for just anybody.
That's right.
It was
well,
amazing.
you're gonna do one before you leave the show today, so get ready to pucker up, boy.
I woke up at 9:30 today.
Alone,
9:30 a.m.
Yeah, okay. I haven't slept much this week.
Why is that? Because your wife's not around?
No, she's only not around today, so I'm gonna sleep really great today.
Yeah. So why were you up late last night? What were you two doing?
She was gone.
Well, if I'm being honest, we were at a wedding yesterday for her cousin, and yesterday was the most humid day I've ever had in Florida.
Lord.
That was terrible.
There was a lot of rain, and usually when it rains, you think it's going to be cooler, but it was completely the opposite when it rained the last few days.
I was soaked for 9 straight hours.
Chris, if you don't mind me asking,
sure.
How old are you?
You never ask a lady his age. 30. I'm 31. I know I don't look a day past 17, but I'm
31. You're in that age where all your friends are getting married, and
we're in that age where we go to more funerals than anything else.
Yep.
So
I say you probably go to more CrossFit classes than funerals.
I've never been to a CrossFit class in my life.
Doesn't he look like he does CrossFit all day for breakfast?
Did he pay you to say that?
I walk to Bowditch and back, and then I need oxygen. That's the way it is right now. But no, it's
So-
amazing how life changes. Where you go to funerals after you go to weddings, and there's an occasional drop in of a wedding every
Yeah,
now
we
and then
have
when a
one coming up
grandkid
in
gets
2
married or
weeks.
something. But mostly it's dead people. Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
hard to find a segue to, but I'm going to do my best.
It's just reality of
So
it.
how did you and your wife get singing together?
Kim, that's a great question.
Thank you so
Wait a second now. That was a complete setup.
No, it wasn't.
That was a
What
complete
do you mean?
setup.
Are you trying
No,
to say that somebody told me to say
Thank
that?
you. Thank
Oh.
you.
I don't-
Thank
See,
you.
I
we're
don't know.
eliminating that from the show from now on. After that,
By the
what
way,
you just did last
thank you to the chief last night because no less than 3 times did that come up
Yeah.
last night. And you got,
He was very nice
goose
to you.
egg.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't get
go
any
ahead.
last
Do
night.
we? How many times do we get to ask that before somebody wins a free shirt
There's no
or something?
prize. It's just some dumb, dinky podcast thing we do. Chris, come on.
I mean,
So
with
how
like,
did you guys meet? How did
So-
you guys get together?
all right. Well,
Give us the
thankfully,
tea.
thankfully
Spill the
she's
tea.
not here to defend herself. So this is the best. You know, somebody says, "Oh, she's not here to defend herself." I said, "Well, she's not here to hear it then."
That's right. So it didn't happen.
So it was May 6th, 2017. I'm a numbers guy. Wow. And I was singing a solo gig down at Sunset Beach Grill. It was one of the best beach bars, if you guys remember that place. A lot of you don't, because it was on Saturday afternoons and well, rum got in the way. But I was doing a solo show, and her mom introduced
By the way, Chris,
us.
let me do the jokes. You just stick to the stories.
That sounds good. Yep. Thanks, Ed. I'll tell you a good question next time if you let me joke.
Yes. See, now he's upset
I'm upset.
because he didn't say good
Oh,
question.
I see what you're
All right,
saying.
let him finish.
Yeah.
So you're down there. Her mom is there.
Her mom, sister, and Victoria were there at a 3-top, and her mom says, "My daughter's a singer." And I said, "Well, take a number. I'm sure everybody's daughter's a singer at 2 p.m. after a few Mai Tais."
Right.
So we can exchange information, and
By the way, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we get that a lot. My daughter's a podcaster. My friend's a podcast.
Exactly.
They just want to sit in and tell us how
yeah,
it's done.
my son plays guitar, and then they just
Yeah.
make those little weird picking motions.
Do you know anybody that plays trumpet?
Probably you.
I'm going to play the national anthem at the Super Bowl on my trumpet
That's
someday.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think if we all tag the NFL, we can get Ed.
Whatever
Yeah.
you do, don't tag Old Dominion because they're not coming. Sons of bitches.
So
Yeah.
So I was doing a solo gig, and it was about halfway through the gig, and we were just chatting, and she says, "You need to get my daughter up there." And I said, "Hold on, lady."
right.
I don't know your daughter from anybody, but we exchanged information, and she sent me her Instagram and a couple videos, and I said, "All right." I listened to some videos, and I said, "No, I'm not."
You said no?
I said, "I'm not singing with her." We had very different styles, and then I said, "Yeah, this is kind of more what I do." And then she started sending me videos of herself singing music that I would sing, and I said, "All right, let's do it." So we did a song a few months later, and
What was the song?
it was the duet of Randy Travis and Carrie Underwood. I told you so.
God, I
And
love
let me
that
tell
song.
you, it was terrible.
Yeah. How do Randy Travis and Carrie Underwood get together? They're like separated by many years, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
They probably met at Marco Island or something.
I see.
A lot of age gaps
That's like
down
Tony Bennett and
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away though.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
So the song didn't go over well.
No, the first time it didn't, and then one day I had a cold, playing a gig at Salty Crab, and I said I can either cancel the show or I can have Victoria come sing with me. And ever since then, it was no longer we're going to see Chris. It's we're going to go find out if that blonde girl is going to sing with him.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
how did you
So
come
then
up?
you guys started out as colleagues.
This is where
When
she
did it
interrupts all my
turn
questions.
into- well, I otherwise won't get anything in edgewise. When did it turn from professional to personal?
Yeah.
So
And how did that happen?
we were really good friends for several months.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship, so she said I cannot sing with you because I don't want to step on any toes, and I'm really glad she did sing with me because
Right.
we just became the best of friends. And then when I became single, we're like, well, why don't we go on a date? And
Did you become single because you knew there was a little bit of a match there with your now wife?
I became single because she had a feeling there was a connection between the two of us.
She got the vibe.
Yeah. And it
she
is what it
said,
is, and
"I'm
So
gonna-"
you-
yeah.
how
you know
long
what's
were you?
meant to be.
How
Yeah.
long were you with the previous girlfriend before you told her, "Gotta go"?
Is this a relationship podcast?
So
She could be listening, man. I don't know.
It devolves into all kinds of things
Well,
at
I'm
times.
a pretty
Devolves
open
or
book.
devolves?
Yeah.
We were together
Another insult for the record.
for a few years with
Oh,
a break in between, and it.
Will you plan on getting married to her at some point, or
Well, I don't. Obviously, it wasn't in the cards because
that's not what I asked you, though? I mean, were you thinking that you would get married to her, Chris?
I
The
never.
first
You never
person?
know until
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna
What?
say.
Yeah.
So how long have you been married?
Since February of 2020, so 3.5, a little over 3.5 years.
Did you sing
Wow.
at your own wedding?
We did actually. We
Wow.
sang. We sang a song.
Save some money there.
We did. Yeah, we hired ourselves, and so we actually paid for our own wedding.
Yeah. Very nice.
with hiring
Did you have a
ourselves.
tip
So you
jar
wait
out?
a minute. You got married in February and then 2020 and then right into COVID. Then how did
Oh,
that work?
So, I mean, we work together already. We live together already.
Why do you have your hat like
So, COVID was really kind of a walk in the park. We just
Ah,
went 4 days at a time without showering. That was the only difference.
that'll
Wait,
bring
what?
you closer together
Well,
or further apart.
when you performed at your wedding, was there a tip jar out? Were people tipping you, or I mean,
no, I don't
No,
think so.
no.
I mean, I think we did that bridal dance where they try to throw 20s down our shirts,
nice?
but that was
You
about
said-
it.
People are trying to
We've
throw
been
20
married
down my
so
shorts all the
long,
time.
It
You
was
should
a
let 'em.
dollar
Yeah.
when we
$20
did
is
it.
$20.
Now, so you've been married 2 years.
3.5.
Oh, 3.5 years. I'm not good with math.
Ooh,
That's okay. Where are you from
Glad you
originally?
said that
Long
first.
Island.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Are you planning on having kids?
If it's in the cards, it's in the cards. I
But
mean,
that's not really a good answer, though. It's a yes or no question.
not.
Do you want kids?
well, that's different.
I mean, do I want kids?
Why do you have to
Do you
ponder
like
this? I
kids?
mean, why are you so anti-kid,
They-
Chris?
I don't know. I mean,
What?
So if I'm going to be honest, there are some medical happenings that may
Okay.
prevent us from
It's not
having
that
them.
kind of show,
This is
Chris.
why I tell you.
Somebody cue the sad music.
If you okay, we'll move on.
But no, it's okay.
Wow.
We travel
That's
so much
two
with
for
work
you.
that we're,
Traveling gets in the way.
I think
Right.
our first step would be to get a perfect golden retriever,
yeah,
and
Or
Or a
then
Labrador
yeah,
Retriever.
or a lab.
Are you're partial to the golden?
my wife likes golden doodles.
Oh,
I like
not my favorite
retrievers.
dog.
I don't
How
want
do
a
you-
dog as
I
much
don't
as
like
she
the
does.
golden doodle.
Yeah, you like the.
I don't like the golden doodle.
You don't even know. what
I
that
do
is.
know what that's like.
Can we
a
take
tall,
a vote?
It's like a tall poodle. It's like a 6-foot tall poodle, right?
I know.
Right?
Yeah, it's basically
It's not right.
No.
All right,
no.
I'm thinking of a calf or something. I'm thinking
You're
of a
thinking
cow.
of something
Some-
else.
some
basically
kind of-
a golden retriever with an afro.
Have you seen the bears running wild in Naples lately? Have you seen them
Oh
like
my
on Fifth Avenue? They're
goodness.
running wild.
I have seen videos.
Yeah, I mean, what do you
Can
do
you
when a
imagine
bear is running
coming
wild
out
like
after
that?
dinner and,
Just seeing a bear.
drinks and see
Yeah.
a bear walking down
Crazy.
Fifth Avenue?
What's your
Crazy.
favorite band of all time, Chris?
Favorite band of
Yeah,
all time?
yeah.
I think honestly, this is a tough question because it varies, and I
Pink
do this for a
Floyd.
living. Pink Floyd is a great band,
No.
but I don't know all of their albums to say they're my favorite.
What without her egging you on, what is the greatest band of all time?
Greatest band of all time?
Yeah, in your mind.
In my mind, I never loved the Beatles, but everybody will say the Beatles or the Stones are probably the two top.
So when you go home and turn on the Victrola, you're putting on a Beatles song.
Chances are I'm probably gonna put on a early 2000s rock album.
Okay, that's
Okay.
not the Beatles then.
No,
Okay, well then
I
what's
have very
your-
different tastes in music depending on where I'm at in life.
So what is your favorite band of all time?
I don't know if I don't have an answer to that. I
All
really
right.
don't. I really don't.
Okay.
What's
what-
your favorite movie?
Yeah. Come
that
on.
would be
Top Gun.
no, that's not Top Gun.
Horrible movie.
I gotta say Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
is
I
my
that's
love
a good
favorite.
that one. Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good one.
What's
The
your
original one.
what's
No,
your
the
Yeah.
1971 Gene Wilder,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
How do you know it was in 71? Wow, that's a great memory.
IMDb.
What?
IMDb, International Movie Database.
I see.
Yeah.
So now I lost my next. Oh, what is your favorite scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate
I
Factory?
think we can all agree the bubbles scene.
Okay, the bubble scene where she gets popped, right?
No,
The-
where
No,
they
it's-
drink the fizzy lifting drinks and
Yeah,
they can't
no.
get down.
I was thinking when the Oompa Loompa got popped, the purple Oompa Loompa.
No, that
the
was
purple.
that
that was the chewing
Blueberry.
gum incident.
Mhm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gene Wilder is no longer with us.
No, as of
Yeah.
about 4 years ago.
Yeah,
3
it's
years
a
ago.
shame. Yeah. What was one of our other questions? Because this is I like Chris's responses to our questions. What is your
What's
most
your
embarrassing moment?
With regard to what?
Your life, You're only 31. There can't be too many, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but I think if we
How many embarrassing moments have you had that they're
Yeah, come on.
categorized?
You probably haven't even
into
had one
different-
yet.
I mean, God, there have been a ton of them. The thing is, there's so many different.
Winner.
There's so many
anybody
different-
that didn't hear that, one of our crazy audience members said, "This is," as he goes back to his black coffee.
Black coffee.
Yeah.
You've not had an embarrassing
Well,
moment?
I've had so many, but there's, I've done
Just
music
pick
for
one
10
for
years.
crying out loud. The show's only an hour. Just tell us
you
one.
didn't text
The
me these
most.
questions
The
in advance.
No, of course not.
Man,
When you play tomorrow at 5:00, what is the first song you're going to play? What is your most popular song?
most popular song has probably been lately has been Hardy and Lainey Wilson, Wait in the Truck. Everybody
right.
seems to like the way we do that.
Well,
song.
you can't sing
That
that, right?
song.
Well, why don't you and Kim sing
that's
that?
A good, oh,
You want to sing it?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
I don't even know the words.
But I don't want to offend.
Do you know the
anyone's
words?
Ears. I mean, I know some
If you
of them.
sing, I'm going to fall off this chair. That's for sure. I'm going to fall off this chair.
Oh no, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's
But
bad.
Embarrassing
Listen
moments.
to
I seem to actually.
that would be mine. See,
Yeah.
that would be mine.
Come on,
we're
do it, do
on
it,
the
do it, do it, do
precipice
it.
Of my most embarrassing moment.
One of my most embarrassing, and it happens probably once a month. Thankfully, my parents live really close. I forget equipment all the time,
Uh-huh.
and it's always 20 minutes before a gig, and I'm like, oh, I knew I was missing my instrument. So
How do you? Don't you have a checklist or?
nope. I usually leave my wife up to it, and she also leaves me up to it. So I'm like, I got everything, and then
Do you ever leave her somewhere and forget where she's at or nothing like that?
No,
she'll
that
come
she-
back.
Okay.
When is she coming back? Oh, she'll be back for tomorrow. 'cause
she'll be
you're
back
playing.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
She'll
All right.
probably pull right in after a long night of poolside beverages.
Yeah, yeah. So she'll be able to sleep it off because you don't start till 5 tomorrow.
Yeah,
So
that's-
you guys
So
are.
besides your wedding, have you done other weddings?
Oh, we do weddings all the time.
So you do weddings, you do this. What other venues do you do?
We've done wineries. We've done plenty of shows at the ranch, opening for people. We do private events all the time.
Yeah, and this is a question from our audience. I would never ask this question,
Oh,
but
sure.
what is your total revenue for the year from all
Oh,
these gigs?
brother.
What? Stop! You guys made me ask that. Cut the shit. What do you? I mean, what
It's
do you?
enough to not buy ourselves a Lamborghini.
Okay.
Let's just put it that
What do
way.
you? What do you? I mean, what do you charge for if somebody wanted to hire you?
Oh man,
It depends on the
There,
size.
I don't think I asked you. I mean,
I know, but I have to
like
swoop in.
I'll
there.
you've got to be on the upper end of the band because you got a good following. You guys got a great following. No,
I don't
no
know
joke.
why, but
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah.
And you go out of the area. You've been on tour out of the area,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
We
tell
have.
everybody about that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. You go.
So for years, Florida is the mecca. I mean, is anybody here from the state of Florida, born and raised? Exactly. So
everybody here's from Wisconsin.
Yeah, pretty
This is a
much.
Wisconsin
Well,
crowd.
not everybody, but a lot of people.
used to be Ohio, and then I
Yeah.
don't know what happened, but so
OH. There you go.
They're the
One-
only
there's
state
one
who-
person left.
the only state who can't spell their own state name.
They have to yell it out.
So for years, it's always been, oh, you should play in this area. You should play in this area. So I finally started booking some shows in the Midwest. And then when V and I came along, our first summer together, we lived in Nashville and kind of spread out from there, did like Louisville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis. And then the following year, we did about 3 months at about 45 shows
Wow.
all across the Midwest.
But
and
you
the
started
Northeast.
here.
Correct. Yeah. It's because of South Florida why we get to do the Midwest.
Isn't that crazy? The first time that you leave South Florida and you're going to go to a different town, I'm sure you think nobody's going to show up, right?
Well, we have had that happen because we've reached out to these places. So South Carolina was one of our first shows that we didn't really have a big following from Fort Myers, but we knew a few people. So it was kind of up to them to promote the show.
Yeah.
And then it became a following. Oh, this band from Fort Myers is coming in. But
But I say that for a
Mhm.
reason because we joke about Wisconsin, but it's like our second home now because
where are you
people
from in
said-
Wisconsin?
we're not from Wisconsin.
Oh.
But people said you should come to Wisconsin to do a show. And we're like, okay, we're going to go to Wisconsin and nobody's going to show up. I mean, but there was 200 people there, which is
Sure.
crazy. So, I
It's
mean,
crazy.
Well-
and you built it up from there, right? I mean, you just have to
For
work
sure.
at it,
I mean,
work at it, work at it. And the
I mean-
social media thing, you guys are really good at that.
Well, thank you. It's a trick. I mean, you might get some days on social media where it's
Popping.
popping, and next day you might get 4 people
Where it's
react to your
dropping.
photo.
You never know. You never know what
But
connects.
it's
so.
grown over the years. One show was 45 people, and then 4 years later, it's 950. So
So where
Wow.
can people find you and find where you're going to be playing and all that?
That's a great question, Ed.
Thank you.
Can
Thank
somebody
you.
ring the bell real quick?
Please.
I need a lot of accolades.
ChasingDenver.com is our website, and we have all of our future events coming up, and be able to find us on there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Guests don't get free drinks. That was awesome. Thank you. So how did you come
That
up
was
with the
the
name
best one.
Chasing
That
Denver?
was a good one.
How did you come up with Chasing Denver?
So, okay, Chasing Denver, after these motorcycles, well, nobody else on the listening stream can hear the motorcycles.
They can, but they can hear you louder.
Perfect. Okay, so Chasing Denver, our first time out to Colorado was in 18, and we didn't have a name. At the time, we were just Chris and Victoria. We were like, well, we're not just going to name ourselves that because we want to come up with something that means something. So about a month and a half later after being in Colorado, we said, man, like that was a really great experience. The mountains just really set you back and kind of make you realize like there's so much more to life than what's in front of us. So that feeling of just relax, it's all going to be okay. It was the first experience when we were in Denver. So I said, we're going to chase that feeling always. Let's go by Chasing Denver.
That's a good one.
I have the
Good
same
one.
feeling when she rubs my feet and says, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Yeah,
So is that
chasing foot
chasing
rubs.
feet?
Chasing foot rubs.
All
Way
right.
to ruin a great story.
Oh,
Boy,
that's so- I'm
you
so-
are just,
I'm a Debbie Downer.
yeah.
Tomorrow at 5:00 here at Bayside Park, a free concert on Sunday. After you watch all your football teams lose, you should come to Bayside Park. And
Oh, do we have a lot of Ohio State fans or something?
no, I mean, no. I don't even know how many wins Ohio State has. I'm talking about the Green Bay Packers who suck, the Jets who suck, the Giants who suck. Anybody else have a team that's good? Does anybody root for a team that's good? The Bengals. What is their record? Okay, they suck too.
I noticed that nobody said the Dallas Cowboys.
No.
Wait, you
no.
guys have a team too, right? Oh my gosh, the
that's rough
Patriots.
They used to
Oh,
have
awful,
one.
Awful, man. I mean, when you're so good for so long, it's got to be hard to see somebody.
So
So
you sang solo. So solo us out.
That's
a song
right, here
as
we
you
go.
head
Oh my
out.
gosh, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't
cut it
just-
out.
I didn't
Cut
bring
it-
a
just
guitar.
gotta-
Stop,
That's all right.
Stop acting.
Just
Stop
sing it.
acting. Just sing a song here.
Sing something.
Yeah.
What am I supposed? Okay, you request it and I'll sing it. How's that?
Oh,
We don't know what
I-
your pick one of your favorite songs
Yeah,
that
pick
you
one of
sing.
your favorite
I'm gonna
songs
sing a song to
because
you, Ed. It's
I'm
not
gonna-
about you right now.
All right, here we
I'll
go.
pick something by Skillet, and that won't work for you.
Baby,
Skillet.
lock the door and turn the lights down low. Put some beach talk on the radio. Baby, we ain't got no place to go. I hope you understand. I've been thinking about this all day long. Here at Wahoo Willie's in the morn. I can't believe how much it turns me on.
Uh-oh.
Just to be on the show.
Yay!
Very
Way to go,
nice.
way to go,
Very
way to
nice.
go.
Chris Kemp, everybody.
Thank you.
Chasing Denver. Thanks, Chris. All righty.
And
All
I
right.
have to give-
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I just want to give some real, I know, right? Some kudos for him to be able to roll with it, to
Yeah.
make it funny, and to
change the words
deal
right
with
there
you.
without it's always better, dear, when you have somebody on the show that has a sense of humor. All right.
I'll have to look for them.
Hey, let me see. Is Steve here? Steve Larson, are you here? Steve, are you here? All right, folks, before we're going to give away 2 license plates, one to the live audience here and one to the audience that's watching. So stay tuned for that. But first, I want to tell you about somebody that you need to call if you're thinking about selling your property or buying property. Everybody knows Jorge Barrera from Premier Plus Realty. If you're not sure how much your property is worth or when the right time is to buy or sell, you need to call Jorge right now on his cell phone. He's sitting in his car waiting for your call right now. 239-791-9893. If you walk around the island, unfortunately, you'll see a lot of pieces of property that are for sale. But fortunately, a lot of those pieces of property have Jorge signs on them. 239-791-9893. Give Jorge Barrera a call. Valerie's Lounge is located across the street from Walmart. They have a comedy showcase once a month, and the next one is October 29th. That's kind of like the end of this month. One day before the 30th, if you're keeping track at home. The comedy showcase is 7 o'clock with a guest host, Stacy Steele. No way! They have local, regional, and last month, a national comic. Valerie's Lounge is now a non-smoking facility. Very nice. They're open Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock until 2 o'clock. That's 7 a.m. until 2 o'clock a.m. And they're open Saturday and Sunday from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock. Give Valerie's a call. Well, don't give them a call. Just freaking show up and drink. Yes? What are you doing? Go ahead.
Do you have a minute?
Well, I'm doing a show here.
Mary, she wants to say hello from Connecticut.
Come on.
No, she just wants to come up and say hello to
All
you.
right.
So
Come and say hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
she came down here. She flew down here last night
Wow.
and got up this morning to come and say hello to you. And
Wow.
then she's going to go visit her son in Naples, who's a police officer and works overnight. So she
Thank
is
you.
like, how sweet to come
Very
out of her
nice.
way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't know if you guys noticed,
for
but
you.
the new
Thank
shirts
you
are
so
out.
much.
We have the clock on the new shirts. We have only like 3 mediums left, and we are
Well, you can
getting
tell.
tequila. That's going to be the color because we can't find teal or turquoise, so we're trying to find something close. That'll be the second color. All the other sizes will be in next week. So thank you all for that. We're going to give away. All right, Marie, are you ready? Go ahead. Greg, are you ready?
We only
right.
have 3. So
We have-
questions.
We have 4 plates to give away. The first plate we're going to give away is to this audience here. So what you need to do is, if you know the answer, you need to raise your hand. If you don't know what the plate is, it's a license plate of the Fort Myers Beach Pier before it was taken away. And the first question is, you'll raise your hand. Maria will come and get you. And okay, you don't know the answer? All right, I'm going to write the answer down so you know. Sometimes it's so dinky. That's the answer to the first question. When we did the show at Pete's Timeout, what was the number of the table? Raise your hand.
That we sat at.
Wait, do you know what it is? Okay. Nobody knows what it is? Wait, here we go. Pink hat. No,
No.
not 4. No,
No.
not 51. Anyone else? Nobody's got it right?
Close.
Oh, this is real. This really hurts my feelings. Nobody knows what this one is. What is it? 6. No. Oh,
You're close.
23. Wow. So before we got kicked out of Times Square and had to go inside into timeout in Pete's Timeout, we were sitting at the corner table at Pete's Timeout, table 23. And we were there for, I don't know, 3 years. I think our first 3 years were there until I said some things that annoyed people and they kicked us off the square, which was owned by the town. All right. So the second question is for the
Shocking.
Facebook audience. All right. Who was the guest that I threatened to shove a flag up his bottom? Do you guys remember that show? Does anybody remember that show? That show put us on the map.
Did it? What map? What map was that?
The guy came with a Biden flag on, which was fine. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's allowed to like who they like, and he put it behind me, and he had no chance of winning. What seat was he running for? He was running for
Yep.
Sandelli's seat. Todd Truax is right. Greg Skasny got it, so he gets a free plate. Todd Truax. And he was really just, I was trying to joke around with him and he was
Well,
having none of it.
Let me just say that he had been on the show prior on a previous time for that, and it didn't go well. He didn't appreciate.
Well, yeah, he was a
your
horrible
sense of
candidate.
No,
He
no,
had
no,
no
he didn't
chance of
appreciate
winning.
Your humor. So when he came on the second time, you were trying to be nice. I will give him that. But he does not know how to read the room. Like, I could see the guy coming, and I was like, and I'm not even
She got up.
participating in this.
And after he would not,
After two
like,
questions, I could tell he was
It was-
loaded for bear, like he was going to exact revenge on from the first thing.
yeah,
And it just deteriorated from there.
yeah, and
And
so
you were kind of deer in the headlights. You were like,
yeah, I was like,
why?
dude, I'm
Why
just
are
trying
you
to joke
being
around
like
with
this?
you.
And I'm like, hello.
And then when I got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, I just looked at him. I said, "Do you know you have like zero chance of winning?
Yeah, that
you have
didn't
no
go well.
chance. You're a horrible candidate." And that was really where it went off the rails. And then I said, I said to him, "Take your flag down before I shove it up your." There's a kid in here, so I think it wasn't his nose. And so he took his flag and he left, and he starts going up and down Times Square with the Biden flag. Like, you're in the wrong part of Lee County to be doing that. Nothing wrong with Biden. He's fine for a geriatric. I'm just saying at the time it was way Republican. And so, but yeah, I got calls from all kinds of people after that, because that's just one of those interviews that, I wasn't expecting to happen. And when she walks off and just continued like that, it was excellent
Cringy.
timing. Come on
Cringy.
down. Our second guest, folks, is a business owner on Fort Myers Beach who is reopening, and we love to hear that. Yes, Steve Larson from Sun and Fun Sport Rentals. I actually teased it a little bit on Facebook yesterday. He's got some trailers that are across the street from the Goods, that you're getting ready to rent property from the Leaky Tiki folks.
We're actually on the Leaky Tiki,
Keep that real close.
Nice and close.
on the Leaky Tiki property.
Steve Larson is his
Yeah.
name. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Okay.
So, Steve,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on. Tell
Thank
us
you.
about your business before the storm.
Okay, before the storm, we were in the Orange House right next to the Lanny Kai, where the big parking lot is right now. And as you probably know, it was lost in one big wave. I think it's the most viewed video on
Okay.
the internet of
Mhm.
Hurricane Ian.
Was that the house that there was like a mini movie made out of it, where they put the cameras up on the pole and
Yep.
you can see, okay,
Mhm.
there
It
were
was-
people living in the second story,
Yes.
the second floor.
And they stayed and they wrote it out.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, they survived.
Mhm.
Almost didn't survive. I mean, the
Almost didn't
story that they
survive.
told, you can watch that. You can actually, I think, rent that video. Is it on Amazon or something? What's the name of that
Yeah.
movie? You
The
remember?
Price of Paradise?
Yeah.
No,
And
no.
Sheena and her wife are in that
Mhm.
movie too.
I wish I would have had that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sweating right now.
Ah,
There's a lot of views. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that was our business. Everything washed away, equipment, office stuff, everything. So we've been trying to figure out what to do for the last year. Part of it was getting an SBA loan, which is a
Jeepers Creepers.
grind.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm stubborn. I didn't give up.
You know,
But-
the people
did
at
you
the
get it?
Yeah, we did. We did
the
get it.
people at the SBA, when the storm first comes, they come into town and they make it sound like it's going to be okay. We're really going to help you,
Right.
but there were so many strings attached to all that. Is that what happened to you?
Well, that's true. There's just a lot of layers. You talk to,
Yeah.
you have one person, then they pass you to another person, then they pass you to another person. And unfortunately, I got a lady that tried to help me close. She ended up getting let go by the SBA. She didn't know what she was doing. So she kept asking for insurance things that I couldn't get because I live in a condominium. But anyway, I mean, I hate to look back, but it was a long, long grind.
Mhm.
We finally got it. I was introduced to Gordon, who owns the Leaky Tiki.
Yeah.
okay?
Great guy. Yep.
Called him. He is a wonderful man. And he's not going to rebuild for a while, he said. He said, even if he tries to rebuild, it's an 8-month review. So
Yeah. It's
I'll
a
have
long process.
plenty of warning.
Yeah.
So he agreed to lease the patch of sand to us. And we brought in shipping containers, as you've seen.
Yeah.
We got them painted really nice.
They look cool.
You know, we can rent right now. We're not exactly fully open yet, but we're just about there. We're about a day or two away, probably.
So what are you going to have?
Okay, so I brought these for. I'll leave them here, but we have golf carts, we have bicycles, we have e-bikes, and we have scooters or mopeds. And on the scooters, we have 49cc, which you can ride with a driver's license. And then we have a couple big ones, 150s, which you can, you need to have a motorcycle license. But then you can go off the island. Most of our stuff is just for this Estero Island and San Carlos Island. That's where we like people to stay.
Now, the bicycles, there were some in the previous council, there were some crazy rules. You had to have a light. And I mean,
Oh,
the
that's
business had to
right.
provide lights and the whole thing.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
You
want to have lights.
Yeah.
Especially now. Yeah.
Exactly. Right now, the main thing they want is for them to be inside at night.
You don't want to
Okay.
be out there.
They don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
They're
it's not really well
they
when there's a
seem-
lot of traffic. It's not really
They
safe on a
seem to.
sterile.
Well, no. I'm talking about just parking them. They seem
I
to
see.
be intent on. Whereas we always had our bicycles outside at 1450. The guy that had the place right across from where we are now, his bikes were always outside. Quickies were outside. But now, if you have a business like ours, everything has to be inside.
Did
So-
you hear about the idea they're floating around? This town council that we have now. The idea they're floating around: no cars allowed on the island, just bikes and scooters and golf carts. No cars, eliminating traffic by saying you can't come over the bridge with a car.
I have not heard that.
That's a good idea, though, right?
Well, since I rent golf carts, I think
Yeah,
it's a really
you'll
good
be,
idea.
you'll be golden. And
Yeah.
I just made that up, by the way. It's not really
I figured
true.
you did.
Yeah.
I mean, there are islands like that.
I know.
but-
Wouldn't that be cool though? Just a walking island with golf carts and bicycles, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to worry about the traffic.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just drop people in by parachute if you need to,
I don't.
right on the beach.
I don't think it's going to happen though.
Probably not.
Yeah,
No.
You're
probably not.
so weird today.
Yeah. Today,
Every day. So,
So
go ahead.
what-
Continue.
what does it cost to rent one of your bicycles? Like, and how do I know it's safe? And how do I know if I get a flat? Is there's going to be a spare in the back? Or I mean, because
Well,
she
you-
doesn't even know how to change a flat on a bike.
Well,
No joke.
Well,
our customers
You don't.
Okay, but I know how to change a flat on a car. Much
Well,
more
that's
useful.
why I have OnStar,
Our,
right? I mean, why would I
we don't
change a flat
expect
on
our
a car?
customers to do their own maintenance. So if you have a flat tire on the bike, you call the number which is on the bicycle.
No kidding.
Yeah, well,
You'll come and repair the
bring
bike right
another-
there.
Well, no,
Oh,
no,
just bring another
you
bike.
Another one.
Well, shouldn't the rider know how to fix a flat? Though I mean,
No,
come on, that's basic stuff.
ridiculous. That is
I
ridiculous.
just hope they know how to ride it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Now-
So, do you rent helmets with all your stuff?
Yes, helmets
Okay.
are available. I would say.
Yeah, I know they're not
I
mandatory,
would say
but
the
they're
majority
available.
of bicycle renters don't take helmets.
Now,
Um,
I am very anti-government. I don't know if anybody in this audience knows that, but
well, I'm right there with you.
a law should be you have to wear a helmet. That should be a Florida law
For a
on a bicycle. Yes, no
Well, you-
matter how slow you're going or what distance you're going, you can fall
Well-
off a bike and really do damage to your head.
You don't even have to ride it on a motorcycle or wear.
I know.
I know.
I know. I'm
Right.
starting small. I'm starting small. Like kids, for sure, should be required to wear a helmet.
I agree.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
I mean, what's the downside to wearing a helmet? You look funny. I mean, is that why people don't wear them?
probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And it's hot. I mean,
Yeah.
I wear one,
It's
but
hot. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's one
probably the
thing
main
I think
reason.
should be mandated.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah. So.
nobody listens to me.
You
So
can-
ding,
Steve-
ding, ding.
So, Steve, your building was demolished. Did you
Yeah.
own it?
no. We rented.
Okay,
So
so
the gentleman that owned it, he decided he didn't want to put more buildings up. If you remember that space, there was a rental behind it. There was another house where the parking lot guys ducked under, and then there's another beach rental behind that. It's all gone.
Yeah.
So he just rented it to the parking lot guy, and now it's one big parking lot. It's really nice.
well,
but-
it can never go wrong with extra parking, right?
yeah, I mean, the gentleman that owns it, George Ganem. I don't know if anybody knows him, but
Oh, George, yes,
95.
he's 95.
Yeah, 95. Yeah,
Wow.
very, very sharp for 95. But
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to mess with a whole lot of.
So you're gonna have?
Can I ask?
Yeah, please
So,
go ahead.
do you
Participate.
have bikes? Well, give me a minute. Do you have bikes that go on the beach? Do you have
Yes.
bikes that road bikes?
All of our bicycles are beach cruisers,
Okay.
except for the e-bikes, the electric bikes.
Yeah.
The only thing allowed on the beach are the beach cruisers.
Okay.
Now, people take e-bikes out there.
Can I
But
tell
they're
you?
not
but you can
supposed
get
to.
Can I
fine.
tell you one more thing that I think should happen? I mean, I think bicycles with motors on them should be outlawed.
Here we go.
They should be totally outlawed because a bicycle is for exercise,
Right.
right?
It's
if you
a
don't
mode
want,
of transportation.
well, if you want to ride something with two wheels, you should get a moped.
Well, I think that we should take the engine out of your truck and we'll dig a hole like a Fred Flintstone car and we'll see how far you get.
You're
Should
so
I-
not.
Should we switch seats?
I
Sit in
know.
between
No,
you
it's,
two?
this is it's like husbandry abuse with her. It's like every day of the week. I just think that if you're going to ride a bike,
I just
You
want to
should
stand
pedal.
up for the e-bike people.
Well, here's the
Pedal.
deal. Ours are e-assist. Okay, so they don't have a throttle.
Yeah.
You have to pedal, and then it helps you.
I
so,
see.
I mean,
Still cheating.
I mean,
How fast can you go on the motorcycles that you rent?
the 49's about 30.
Okay.
About 30.
that's miles per hour, dear.
The 150's about 55 or 60.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can get
They're
going
not going
pretty
that fast on this island, though.
No. The 150's are if you want to go to Captiva or Sanibel or.
So when are you going to be open?
Well, That's a hard question. Technically, we're open. If somebody wants to rent something right now, you can follow me back and we'll rent it to you. I would say in the next week, we'll have our signs. We're waiting on a permit for a sign. And I know that's hard to believe.
I will never criticize the permitting department. I leave that up to others.
We've already gotten our permit for the rocks. We've gotten our permit for the containers. So and I'm waiting for them to drive by and tell me I need another permit.
Do you need a permit for rocks?
Yeah.
To landscape, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, just rock. I mean, this is just rock, because I mean, it was sand. It was a patch of sand.
Yeah.
And it was uneven. So, but anyway, so yeah, in the next week we'll be open.
Oh, good. Next week.
So how much does it cost to rent a bike for a couple of hours? Because maybe I'll do that for my beach thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, what we do with our bicycles, we found works the best. We just rent them for the day.
Oh, okay.
So it's $20. So if you come at 8 o'clock,
$20. You need to raise those prices. $20. Come on.
That's a bargain.
That's for a day.
Yeah.
Then it's $25 for 2 days. It only goes up $5 for each additional day.
Yeah.
But it's a daily rental. All of our other equipment is rented by the hour or by the 2 hours.
Steve, did you run here? Because you're sweating like crazy. You okay? You need a water? You need some water?
I brought one. I'm on my second shirt. I've been down there working.
I see. Is that your golf cart out there?
Yeah.
Okay, you left a blinker on. Is it going to run out of battery?
So no, it won't.
Okay.
I like your walking stick.
Yeah, thank you.
That is a nice one.
Yeah, I'm still a little. I've had some surgery, so I'm a little unsteady. So.
Oh, I use that when I'm hiking because those things help a lot. Everybody should have a walking stick.
Did you get injured, or are you okay?
I had a hip replacement that went bad.
Oh, okay.
And I had a lot of infections.
Yeah.
I was actually in the hospital when the hurricane hit.
If you give doctors enough chance, they'll kill you. I mean, a hip replacement shouldn't be a complicated
thing. Should be really
right?
easy. Yeah. So then I had another new hip put in.
Did you get a freebie? Because they screwed up the first one? Probably not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who understands all the billing?
No.
I mean,
you just ignore it. They'll write it off after a while, right? Just pay $5 a month or something.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So, but anyway, yeah, we're really excited to be back open.
That'd be awesome.
We get I get a lot of calls. I've had the business phone the whole time, so I've gotten calls throughout. People are coming back, which is good to see. And
so exactly across the street from the goods, is that right, or close?
No. We are, I would say, like catty corner from Diamond Head.
Okay, cool. But that little hub over there is starting to get active.
Yeah. So that right where the Leaky Tiki used to be, and most people know where the
now is Gordon going to rebuild that restaurant?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. So
down the road.
A temporary situation for us, and then
where will you go after that? It could be you could be there 5 years though.
We could. Yeah. We got to let things settle down here, and then you see what happens. I mean, there's a lot going on with real estate and rebuilding, as you know. So
give out your website and phone number, how people can get a hold of you.
Okay. Our phone number is 239-233-1046. You can text or you can call. Our website is FMB sunandfunsportrentals.com.
Sweet.
All spelled out. I'll leave these here for you if anybody wants to grab one. And
I'll take a picture of it and put it on Facebook and
talk through it. Yeah, and I really appreciate you guys having me.
It was so weird. This is how it happened. Like somebody in the neighborhood sent me a picture of the trailer, and I had no idea what was going on. And I said, "Oh, let me find out what's going on." So somebody, I think I might have posted the picture. Say, anybody know where this is? And then somehow Gordon's name came up from maybe Scott Safford or something. And then it just somehow I got your number from Gordon.
I was texting with him about something else yesterday, and all of a sudden he sent me back that he'd given you my number.
Yeah,
so
we love to promote the businesses when they start reopening and all that. And so we'll put that up on our Facebook. So hopefully it'll help out because more people are starting to come down for season.
They are. And you guys are doing a great job with communicating with people.
Well, it's mostly me. She's just along for the ride. She's just here for the hair, Steve. All right.
You got to have a pretty face.
Yes, well, for sure. Like us, total balance, total counterbalance.
That's right.
Right, thank you, Steve. Steve Larson, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. Good luck, man. Good luck.
Okay.
So Chris was walking on the beach this morning, right? By where did you say it was? By Newton Park. And look what she found in the beach.
That's amazing.
That washed up. Does anybody recognize that menu? From Shuckers.
Let me see that.
Yeah. The breakfast menu from Shuckers washed up.
Yeah.
So that from Shuckers in the Cottage to where did you say it was again? Newton Park. How far down?
It's
do you
honestly
think that is? And
amazingly.
it's in great shape. So
Yes.
that needs to be framed. Yeah, a couple miles down the road. It's crazy, just crazy. Oh, thank you, Angela, for putting that website up there. Actually, I'm going to put that on the page right here
That's crazy.
so you can see it. If you guys want to copy that, you can't really click on it when it's on there, but you can copy it. And okay, let's give away another license plate to somebody in the audience. You guys ready? Greg. Okay, watch for the hand going up. Watch for the hand going up. You only need to say the first name.
Okay.
You don't need to say the last name. This is for the live studio audience. If you raise your hand and get it right, you get a free license plate. Whose voice do we have at the beginning of every show? Whose voice do we have at the beginning of? There you go.
Oh,
right
wow,
there.
that
right there.
was
Very nice.
fast.
Mean Gene. That was totally right on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have. It looks like you. It looks. Oh, we got. We
She
got.
flew here with no luggage, so
We got
she's
one
trying
more.
to
Did
figure
you
out
come
how
up?
she's going to get back. That was my question.
Do we have another question?
No,
or
that
that's
was
it?
my question.
It was supposed to be 2 and 2.
Well, I didn't get to 2.
All right, let's get to our final guest of the day. And where did he go? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Nussbaum.
There you got it.
Dave, you're tall. So
I
Dave,
just need to
No,
sit up.
short, long torso.
little bit of history with Dave and his lovely wife, Julie. When we went to Wisconsin, we stayed at their expansive log cabin house on Lake. What the hell is it?
Loon.
Loon Lake. Wow, it was so nice to be out there, and we appreciate your hospitality. Everybody in Wisconsin was great to us, and we have a great friendship now with you guys, and we appreciate that. Now you're.
I don't know if they'll ever invite us back.
Oh, of course.
Well, after you got sick
I got
in their
I
bathroom.
got violently sick the day before the show. I have no idea. It was bad. I think I threw up 10 times.
It was so embarrassing.
I threw up in multiple bathrooms that night. I mean, upstairs, downstairs, outside. I'm vomiting everywhere and thinking I'm never gonna make it for the
felt
show.
So bad
There
for
might
you.
have been some pre-show celebration.
That wasn't
too.
the
Yeah,
reason,
but
though.
that
It was
didn't do
just,
it
I mean,
because-
I've celebrated before and not got violently ill like that. And then we
I
went out
think it was
kayaking
something
before
on
the
the
show,
yeah,
so it
that's
turned
right.
out okay.
I have to tell this story. I'm sorry. They get up in the morning after the show or before the show, and our neighbors had 2 kayaks out there. And Kim says, I want to go kayaking. And says, I want to go kayaking too.
I don't know if I said it like
I
that.
said, have you ever been kayaking before? Kim says, yes, I have. And says, no, I've never been kayaking, but if she can do it, I can do it.
That's exactly right. Yep.
So they both get into the kayak and they have their life jackets on, and I say, Ed,
Wait, I didn't have a life jacket
Yes,
on.
you
yes, you
did.
did. So I
Such
said,
a lie.
Ed, I said, and I said, do you know how to swim? And he said, not very well. Now the lake's about 25 feet deep in the deepest spot.
With
And-
sharks.
And I was going to say, stay along the shore. So in case you fall out of the kayak, you can get back up and get in the kayak. He takes off to the deepest spot in the lake, just like a shot. And I'm going, Ed, and he's gone.
Well, I
And-
didn't
and
want her
he's
to get
cha-
ahead of
and
me.
He's chasing Kim.
No,
and I'm-
she was chasing me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
so
caught
at any rate, I'm going, okay, what happens if Ed goes down in the 25-foot spot? You know,
What
how
happens
are
if
we
Kim
going to
goes
show
down,
up at the
Dave?
show?
You know how to swim.
You know, with Kim, what happened to Ed? Well, he's still in intensive care. They're still pumping water out of his lungs. You know,
Oh.
and then they get behind the island on the lake, and I'm kind of watching them through glasses because I'm a little concerned because we're the host and they got to do a show in about 3 hours. And Kim comes out this way, and I can't find Ed. He's not with her. He's not behind her. And I'm looking, where are they? Where are they? Where? Pretty soon, Ed's going around the other way. They decided to race each other around both ends of the lake. And I'm like, oh, man. So anyway, they got back, and they did the show. And numerous people said,
when are they coming back? So if you thought 200 was a big crowd, your next trip going to be
Oh,
even
boy.
bigger.
Yeah, that location was
There-
perfect,
that
and the
was.
weather was perfect,
And
the
who
people
won
were
that
great.
race, by the way?
There wasn't a race, dear. Why does
Uh-huh.
everything have to be so
Uh-huh.
competitive with you? Can't we just do things for fun and for love?
Mhm, mhm.
So, but Dave, you're back now. Are you back, or are you going back?
We're
back and
we're
forth?
here. No, we're here until we get the rebuild done.
Oh, really? So when do you think? Well, tell everybody what building you're in.
I'm president of Island Winds Condominium, which is about 6610 Estero Boulevard on the south end.
How close are you to opening?
We're cautiously optimistic that we will be able to bring the owners back into their units after the first of the year.
Wow.
Nice. That's not too bad.
That's
Cautiously optimistic. We still have to put a new roof on, but we don't. Once we get the elevators completed and we get the rest of the windows put in that were damaged, and we finish off the ground floor and get some of the pavers done and get the pool completed so somebody doesn't drop into a 10-foot concrete hole.
Yeah.
You know, we should be able, from a liability standpoint, to let the owners come back in, and hopefully in April, we might be able to catch the tail end of the season and open it up for renting.
Are you hearing similar things from other buildings in that part of the island?
Yes and no. Gullwing next door is actually open and renting, but there are other people that still don't have power.
Okay. What?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Well,
'Cause they have to
our
have the-
biggest concern is switchgear, and that's the big, electrical,
To the whole.
for the entire complex. We put our order in 2 months after the storm, and we still don't have the replacement. It's about $1 million to replace it, for $500,000 for each building, and we don't have the switchgear yet. And we're living on the old switchgear that we've cleaned out, but eventually the salt is going to corrode it, and it's going to go. So we don't want to overload that until the switchgear comes in. So until we get the switchgear in, we can't actually open and put the load on the electrical system. And there are other people that are in the same boat all the way down the island.
Yep. I mean, even on this end, you just see some buildings that are further along, and other buildings it's like, okay, doesn't look like anything happened.
The biggest issue everyone is having, and you've heard it on this show and from Vice Mayor Adderholt, the insurance companies are making it impossible to rebuild.
Yeah.
And you cannot rebuild without money, and you have to have it. We've filed with wind and flood, and to date, we've got almost $20 million in damage, and to date, we've been paid $2 million.
It's incredible.
So
some kind of reform needs to take place before the next storm. I mean, it's just
Well, and it's not only that too. It's getting insurance going forward, right? I mean,
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I had 2 different condominium presidents call me up and say, have you had to renew your policy? And we said, yes, we did. And they said, we just got our renewal. And they said they raised our premium. They tripled our premium, tripled our deductible, and reduced the amount of coverage. And I said, that's exactly what happened to us. And it's happening to every condominium up and down the island. They're raising premiums, tripling and sometimes quadrupling. They're increasing your deductible. Ours went from $200,000 to $500,000.
Jeepers.
And they're lowering the amount of coverage you get above your deductible.
So, Dave, you hear a lot about how the people that own homes are going to suffer from the increased insurance cost moving forward if they can even rebuild. You don't really hear a lot about the condo owners, how much more they're going to have to pay after the storm. Are these folks going to be able to afford to live in these condos that they were in before?
If they can't, they're going to have to sell, and someone else will buy it.
Yeah.
But we will declare and say, we have to issue a budget every year, And every year we say, here's how much money we have to set aside for insurance. And it's obviously going to go to going forward over $500,000 and maybe $750,000 with 100 owners. You can do the math in your head and say, this is just the insurance. This doesn't cover
Right.
your garbage, your TV, your pool maintenance, the people that are here. It's all part of your HOA cost. But everybody looks at the budget before they buy and say, this is what the cost is going to be.
So when people say on our page that Fort Myers Beach is only going to be for the wealthy, do you think that's right?
I think there's a lot of people that want to come here. I think a lot of people have saved to come here. I think if we can work and get some of the insurance back in line, I think there's still going to be an affordable avenue
Where
for the
somebody
people.
wanted to buy a condo right now, what would it cost them
I have no idea what they're worth
in your
as,
building?
George.
In your building,
Right now, I have no idea.
$500,000, 750.
Well,
Can
before the storm, we were going somewhere around $500,000 up to $900,000 a unit, depending on location.
but the
and
prices
everything.
have not decreased after the storm either. Somebody is not going to get a condo for $250 right now.
But Ed, we can't sell anything because
Right, right.
who's going to buy a condominium
That they
that
can't
has
live
no
in.
insurance?
Yeah.
We
Wow.
can't get insurance. And if you could, there isn't a lender that's going to give you the money unless you have cash.
What's the answer to all this?
We need help from the legislature to help clean up the insurance. And again, Vice Mayor Adderholt in his column on your newsletter said, go send in your complaint
To Jimmy
To your-
Petronas. Yep.
Mhm.
to Jimmy and say, look, here's the issue. If we get enough people that do that, perhaps we can
Yeah.
get some changes.
Relief. Oof.
So you're into politics, local politics now, which opens up a wide array of questions. What's your take on the fire department merger that Representative Botan is
And
pitching out there?
welcome to the show.
How does that get into the environmental thing?
Oh, we're going to get into the environmental
Well,
thing. You
dear.
just hold on to your horses right there, pal.
I agree with everyone else. I think we need to see the study completed before we can make a determination whether it's good or bad. I've always believed local control is better than somebody else from the county or the state telling you how to run your business.
Mhm. All right. So you're in the study column. Check mark for that.
Yes, sir.
So
Reserving opinion until you get the study.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's logical.
Mhm.
But politicians aren't always logical, right? Just look
Jeez, we were
who's
so
the,
close.
Who's the Speaker of the House today? So you are now a new member of the Marine Environmental Resources Task Force, or whatever the hell it's called. I mean, it's a
Right.
committee that should be disbanded, first of all. But
All
here we
right,
are.
Let's not get there.
Of course, it's just my opinion. So you and Mr. Altoff, William Altoff, right? Did I say
Yes.
that right?
Correct.
Two new members, and it kind of defanged the committee because they were getting crazy radical for a while there. Would you agree?
I would say it brought a different perspective and another balance into the committee that we didn't have before. I theoretically represent 99 beachfront property owners, including myself. Mr. Altoff represents, I don't know, I think he's close to 100
On the south end.
well.
On the south end.
on the south end.
Yeah.
And we're all beachfront property owners. One of our concerns and one of the reasons I ran and solicited to get on the committee
Well, you didn't really run.
is
Wow.
You asked to be appointed.
asked to be
Yeah.
asked to be on the committee is that we didn't believe our voices were being
Right.
heard.
Right. And you were being called poison.
Well,
That's not.
not directly me, but
Right.
there was an illusion that there were people on the south end that weren't environmentally concerned about the south end of the island, and that's just not true.
Right. Okay. So the big question I have for you is you show up for the first meeting You're all around the table at the Mound House. How many Beach Talk Radio shirts do you have? I mean, honestly, how many do you have?
I have quite a few.
At least 3 or 4, right?
I have one on right now.
Yeah, and you covered it up to come on the show, which is dumb. I mean, why would you do that? So why didn't you go to the Murph meeting without a bright yellow Beach Talk Radio shirt?
Lord.
I mean, why?
Well,
How do you cut me deep, Shrek? Why don't you? Why?
I
Why don't you represent?
I had a yellow shirt from one of our get-togethers and had a black cat on the back that said, "It's only unlucky if you're not here."
Yeah.
And I was going to wear that because Halloween was coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you know,
Okay,
and that was kind of a yellow shirt with.
Please answer the question, sir. I mean, that would have been the perfect way to introduce yourself to the Murph committee.
Well, I that or I
He
wanted to
wants to-
I wanted to bring my I wanted to wear my Green Lantern shirt.
You wanted to stay dignified, unlike yourself. So you're now on the
Please. Who
Murph
cares
committee.
about dignity?
Now, one of the things I was watching, I watched part of it. What's your idea with the sand and the berm? Because that sounded like,
It's like an awesome idea.
yeah,
Well-
that sounds like a good idea.
Part of the issue that we've always had, at least on the 6,000 block, and that's the big expanse of flat white beach between the outrigger and the Wyndham. If you go down there, it's truly one of the unique pieces on the island. And for the south end, this is our Times Square. I could bring hundreds of letters from people that stay in condos from Carlos Point all the way to the outrigger that say, "My God, this beach is the most wonderful thing in the world." So we have really tried to protect that beach. One of the issues we've always had is there's always a question, if you receive taxpayer-funded sand, does it continue to be your beach? Or can the town then say, now that you have taxpayer-funded sand, we can put berms down, we can plant the berms, we can tell you how to rake your beach, so on and so forth.
And there's
So
still disagreement on that. To this day, there's disagreement on it.
I had a lengthy email exchange with the town attorney after the Murph meeting, which I won't go into, but at any rate.
Wait. We
Let
have to
him
go into
get
that
through.
briefly because during the meeting, you brought
Well,
up the.
let him get his idea out. So
Well,
then,
no,
then we can talk about
he
it.
sidetracked it here. You brought up the Supreme Court ruling
Right.
that
and
she didn't know about.
she sent back, and I sent her my information. She sent me her information, and we both have our opinions on it.
So-
I'm not an attorney, she is, so I have to take what she sent and bring it back and go through with our attorney. But there's still, it's one of those untested,
Right. It's a gray area.
untested gray areas, and quite frankly, lakefront beach stakeholders, we don't need to get into another lawsuit with somebody coming in and saying, "Boy, you took sand on your beach. Now
Yeah.
it's no longer your beach."
Yeah.
We don't
Just
need
avoid
to go,
it. Just
we
avoid
don't
it.
need to go down that venue.
But
So your answer to that is, your idea to that is,
our idea to that is we have, as I said, hundreds of people's, over thousands, when we're in high season and everything going on, and numerous people come in and say, "Please, whatever you do whatever you can to preserve this beach." We also, because of the berms, have had evidence that the turtles love the new sand berms
Oh, yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
beach. They think it's great.
Turtle Time says that all the time. yeah.
Everybody says that. So my idea was, if I go and put on every lease to everyone coming in, to every condo from the end of the island all the way up to outrigger, and say, "Would you like to donate $20 to bring sand on the beach to help the turtles, create a nesting berm at 150 feet on the beach? And every time we get $800, we can bring a truckload of sand in, put it along the beach. At the end of turtle nesting season,
Push it
we
out.
take the sand and push it inland, which raises the elevation of the beach,
And there's no government involvement.
and there's no government involvement.
And then you don't even dip your toe in that whole issue
No.
that you were talking
and then
about.
and then it becomes a self-funded year after year. Now, I don't know how many truckloads of sand we could bring in, but
Better than zero.
it's better than zero, and it gives the turtles a place to
Yeah.
soft sand to lay their eggs.
If you do it $20 at a time, we might be able to raise a little money. We know a few people.
And
Yeah.
so that's the idea, and that way
Where did that go?
they're I believe they're taking that. That's one of the numerous ideas that were recorded, and they're going to put it in front of the town council.
Gotcha.
And this would be a yearly thing. It wouldn't just be a one.
No, it'd be ongoing. You know, if we could get 20 truckloads of sand
every year.
every year and
Yeah.
put it into the beach,
What does Chad think of that? Is he for it?
he was in favor of it. He said we would have to get behind it as a town. He said we'd
Yeah.
have to convince FDEP, but
It's
I
a
think-
starting point.
it's a starting
Yeah.
point.
So one of the other things that happened during the meeting was you nominated Chris Weber and Bill.
Yes.
Bill for
Perry.
they
Bill
have
Perry.
this thing called the Murph Award, which it's obviously goofy because we won one. So it really there's no credibility to this award.
I think they want it back.
Yeah, they certainly want it back. There's no really award. I think they just send some kind of notice to the newspaper. But so you nominated Chris and Bill and somebody else.
Yeah, and I wasn't familiar with the individual, but Chad Chutz actually was the one that brought up the three
Yeah.
names and said, these are three people that have done an exemplary job in cleaning the beach, picking up the beach.
Yeah, and raking the
And-
beach. And
and-
when I go out there and do some videos, that beach is beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, it's so like untouched. It feels like because Chris just got finished with it. You could
Right.
tell he just got finished with it. And then you got attacked. You
Well,
got attacked from across the table.
Well, it was, you know,
Write it down your drama.
I ended up sitting at the end of the table. So
you
they were,
look
they were-
unharmed. You look
they were
okay.
Totally attacked.
they were always starting with me because I was at the end of the table and they always went around the table. So I always got to give my idea first. So Chad said, yes, these three people have done yeoman's job in being caretakers and stewards of the beach. And I said, that was going to be my nomination
Yep.
for the Murph. And everybody else had their nominations. And to be fair, they had other
Oh yeah, they were good nominations.
They,
Yeah.
they had other good nominations and they had other people in there. So we took a vote and
Okay, you skipped the whole attack part. Before the vote, you got attacked because the people on that committee don't want the beach to be raked,
well,
right?
there
Or
are
wrong?
some, there are some people that do not share my and our beach concerns as far as raking the beach.
Yeah.
And so I think that will always be a difference of opinion. I don't think they're
I'm
going
not scaring him, dear. Who am I
know.
scaring? He's
you're
fine
scaring
answering the
people.
questions. This happened at a meeting. If you go watch the
No,
meeting,
it's-
you can
it's-
see.
And again, there are some people that do not share the same beliefs that we do as stakeholders. But again, I go back to the issue. This is our property. This is like someone coming in and telling you you can or cannot do this in your own backyard. If
Yeah.
you have a swing set, you know, and they come in and say, boy, you have to paint your swing set green, or you have to put pea gravel around your swing set in case your kids fall off the swing set.
Yeah.
And it's in your backyard. This beach has been our backyard for the
Yeah.
last 50 years. And
But-
we just want to continue to maintain it.
What I like about you and Bill, I mean, this is no criticism of the other members. I mean, I actually like Wendy. I wish Wendy was still on the committee in place of that crazy Rob guy who doesn't even live on
Okay,
the island.
moving on.
What was I going to say now? Oh, you were totally calm. You and Bill are totally calm, totally collected. I mean, after being attacked like you were about the raking, you're just taking it stride. And I mean,
Well-
I don't know how you do that, but
Well, because Bill is also a condominium president. And
oh, you put up with a lot of shit
if-
elsewhere.
If you sit in a board meeting with a lot of owners, you develop a very thick skin as far as people not sharing your views.
People love your idea about the $20. I'm just reading some of the comments here. The people say they would donate. Some Eddie Rude. I think Eddie Rude should run for town council. What do you think of that? How awesome would he be as a town council member? Can you?
I'm trying to rebuild a condominium and be on the MRF committee. I have enough on my
He was
plate.
that close to being on the MRF committee. I
Yes,
don't know
he
how he
was.
got that far in the finals.
Well,
and then he should run for town council. It's the obvious next step for him. Don't you think?
As Eddie said, next year's another year for MRF. So
Yeah. All right. And people are saying $16,000 a year for 20 trucks at $800 a truckload. That's not a lot of money.
not a lot of money.
Especially for you're a rich person. You got a nice, 7-story cabin on Lake Mead in Wisconsin. I mean, holy crap. You front the money, man. We'll pay you back in donations.
Small house on a small lake.
What is your conclusion of your first meeting?
I was very pleased. We were welcomed by all of the committee members. I felt it was a very good exchange of ideas. I listened to them. They listened to myself and to Bill. I had a very warm welcome from Bill, Councilman Beach, before the meeting. And we had a lot of just discussion about where we were on rebuilding. And it's, and they asked me I volunteered to write the first article or to write the next article in the Beach Observer. So I'm going to write.
Is that a newspaper that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
is it somewhere on the island somewhere?
I'm writing about snowy plovers.
Oh,
and
good
I've
for
already
you.
turned it in.
Good
They're
for you.
so cute.
Yeah. Did you and the chairman go out for drinks afterward?
No,
Okay. Next time.
I had meetings.
I see. So I think now should be the time that you announce you're running for town council. Feel free to tell everybody that that's your next step after one MRF meeting.
Your wife says no.
Any parting words or parting shots?
Well, all I can tell you
Take
is
one of him.
the people in the great state of Wisconsin
Yes.
dearly want you both to
Oh,
come back
jeez.
and
I
do
don't
it
know.
again.
Ohio's been
I
running
know.
up the flagpole.
But,
so.
but
They can't-
Wisconsin cheese, the
Yeah.
cheese.
You didn't
I haven't shit since I came back from that show. That's how much cheese I ate in
Here.
Wisconsin. What?
No one wants to.
Dave,
hear
thanks so
that.
much for coming back and
Yeah,
for coming
thank you
on.
so
and-
much.
It's I tell you what, it's a pleasure to be home again.
Yeah.
We want to my wife and I want to continue to do everything we can to restore and rebuild this island. As you know, she's on the Art Association
Mhm.
and they're working to get their building put back together. And
Are
that's
they
gonna be-
rebuilding in that spot?
Yes.
All right. There's going to
Nice.
need to be a fundraiser at some point. for
There
that
will be a
building,
fund.
yeah.
There will be a fundraiser for the
Well,
Fort
we look
Myers
forward
Beach
to having
Art
her on the
Association.
show.
What was the
too,
name?
then.
What's the name of that road that the Art Association building was on?
Dor-
Denora.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That building took a
Yeah,
beating.
that's what they're going to need.
Yeah.
A lot of Donora.
Did they?
Demero.
Is that building knocked down? Has it been knocked down
Yeah,
yet?
yeah,
Okay,
it's
it's
gone.
completely gone.
It's
I remember when I did a walk around that, and I still saw pictures that were laying out outside. I mean, it was just.
It's crazy.
Well, it'd be great when the new building. Do they have to build higher there? Do we know yet? You have to build up Denora?
they
Oh, cool.
Architectural plan.
Very
So-
nice. All right, man. Good to see you.
Thank you so
it's
much.
nice being home.
Dave Nussbaum, everybody. A good friend and a great sport. Before we go, I need to tell you about Blue Shift Cybersecurity. You saw Greg on the show last week. It doesn't matter the size of your business. You want to make sure that you don't get hacked and you don't have to worry about ransomware. You don't have to worry about people getting into your stuff, stealing your identity and stealing the customer's identity. SMBs are vulnerable to hackers and ransomware, and they have an affordable platform that monitors for the existence of hackers. I hate hackers. We had something going on our website, but they took care of it for us. They detect and remove them from all the businesses, 100% managed and monitored by their US-based security operation. It doesn't matter the size of your business. People get into your stuff, and then you're screwed. That's the last thing you need to worry about. It's the last thing you want to worry about. Give Greg a call right now on his cell phone. He's sitting in his car next to Alex King, waiting for your call. 305-767-3853. Or Greg is going to type this in the chat box right now. Greg at blueshiftcyber.com. Greg at blueshiftcyber.com. If you're thinking about rebuilding your home because you have an empty lot or you need to knock down your building, call Power Block Builders because they built hundreds of structures with Lennar Homes and other developers since 2017. That's a long time. You want to give Power Block Builders a call right now. Okay, thank you very much.
Again, you lush.
Thank you. They work with in-house designers and consultants. You know, the one good thing about the show is we never have to buy drinks. And I'm not so sure that's a good thing. After a while, it's just a beer belly is what it is. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I say, that's way too many free drinks. Just disgustingly fat sometimes. I just feel like I want to.
I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in. I'm going to be nice.
Because you think I'm fat too, is what you were going to say.
Nice. I
Loaded.
think you look fantastic.
She said to me last night, we need to be, she says we, because you know what that means, you. We need to be less thick.
I did not say that at all.
And I'm thinking, okay.
No, I complimented you on how.
Her nice way of saying, you fat ass.
Look.
You look, because I just happen to be, walking around the house with the shirt off, shaving my chest, because that's what I do. Or the back hairs. And she said, we need to be less thick. And I'm thinking, okay.
We need to wrap this show up.
Power Block Builders. I bet you thought I lost my place. PowerBlockBuilders.com, 239-849-1919. Because when they come to your house, they will not have a hairy back. They're going to build you a nice, strong home so that you can withstand the next storm. Power Block Builders. Thank you to Power Block Builders. Don't forget, everybody, Chasing Denver. They're a band, a duo, a husband and wife. A cute little couple.
Yes.
And they're young and they sing fabulously. And they're going to be at the Bayside Park from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock on Sunday. Anything you want to say to your fans, your millions and millions of fans?
No. Thank you guys for showing up
Thank
here
you all
today.
for coming.
It was great to see everybody.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for watching the walk around. Where are you doing the bike around tomorrow? Let everybody know.
I got to figure it out and post it because I went too far south and then I missed some in the middle. So
I will post it at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And then the town council meets on Monday. Yes. More politics. That's what we need in our life, more politics. Don't forget to go on our Facebook page and email your representatives about the fire district one way or the other. Should they merge? Should they not merge? Or should they wait? Thank you all. Bye-bye.